Welcome back to the Takeout. Members of Congress are now canceling events and looking for more security. Some openly question whether or not they should conduct or participate in any kind of open-air event. And here's why. The trend line is unmistakable. Political violence has become more prevalent. Now, we've put together a timeline, and I want to acknowledge up front, this timeline that we've put together may not include every instance of politically motivated or politically influenced action of violence that you can remember or think of. But ours begins January 8th, 2011. Democratic Congresswoman Gabby Giffords was shot in the head during a constituent event. Giffords survived. 6 people lost their lives. The gunman harbored a personal animosity toward Giffords and the government. On June 14th, 2017, gunfire rang out during a congressional baseball practice in Alexandria, Virginia. Louisiana Congressman Republican Steve Scalise was shot and very badly wounded. The gunman made sure that it was Republicans on the field before opening fire. The last 14 months, we have seen 2 assassination attempts on Donald Trump when running for president. One in Butler, Pennsylvania, where a bullet came within inches of taking his life. And just months later, the Secret Service stopped a would-be assassin near Trump's golf course in West Palm Beach, Florida. And just this past June, Minnesota House Democratic leader Melissa Hortman and her husband were fatally shot. State Senator John Hoffman and his wife were injured by the same assailant. Nikole Killion joins me now from Capitol Hill. Nikole, you talked to members of Congress today. This is the dominant conversation right now among members of the House and the Senate. What have you learned?
Yeah, well, this hits really close to home for a lot of these members, precisely for that timeline that you just laid out. And even in the wake of the Kirk killing, of course, many members have expressed both shock and concern. Congresswoman Nancy Mace, for instance, released a series of threatening phone calls and voice messages that she has received in the wake of this killing. You have other members like AOC, Senator Ruben Gallego, canceling events that they had scheduled for this weekend, political events. So this really is hitting deep for many of these members. You know, before Charlie Kirk was shot and killed, I did have a chance to sit down with a pair of bipartisan lawmakers, Congressman Tim Burchett of Tennessee and Michigan Democrat Hillary Scholten. And, you know, they talked about this political climate and how we got here. Take a listen to that conversation. What do you think is behind this rise in political violence?
Just hatred, just the breakdown of society. You know, I can blame it on the left and they can blame it on the right, but reality is it's just, you know, and I think part of it too is, and my 6 years of undergraduate studies at the University of Tennessee, I had a psychology class and we talked about how people would, they're angry about something, and then they see us on TV or something, and then we're walking through the mall or something, and then their anger is directed at us. And that's something we'll not be able to control.
And you can't deny the humanity in another person, but when people become radicalized, and it is on the right and on the left, you know, it is a breakdown in recognizing the humanity of the individual, and in this case, you know, the representative who is speaking for you. So we need to be able to continue to engage, you know, to talk to our constituents.
And so they both acknowledge this is not a partisan issue. This affects Democrats as much as it affects Republicans. And, you know, they both talked to me about the importance of having inter-party dialogue as a way to maybe cool the temperature down, if you will. They also both expressed a need for additional security. Of course, the House just this month and last month during the recess is testing out a new security pilot program. So both of them told me that is welcome relief. It gives them a little extra money to hire personal security if needed or make security upgrades at their homes.
Nikole Killion on Capitol Hill, thank you very much.